can't quite remember where we left off on the last video. We're pretty much finished with the machine. I'd moved the platform on off. I've got a air assist switch now, so we don't have to listen to that bloody racket when we're just doing things on the machine that don't need it. So we've bought one of the Lightburn cameras, the 8 megapixel camera. It's going to be going inside the lid up the top there, just in here. That arrived from a UK company actually called Smoke and Mirrors. I'll add their website link to this description. So we are currently just printing the faceplate for the camera. I've already printed 2 other things, and all we've got left now is, after this, will be the 2 knobs that tighten it up. So yeah, that is printing away. So if we just spin over here, this is the camera. Supplied with this USB cable. It's about, I think it's about 9-10 foot long, and it just plugs in there. So we've printed off the Lightburn base. Now this does need support. Look at this finish. The glass surface, the glass hot plate, really just brings that. I don't know whether I can get it in focus or not. It really does produce a very nice finish. Probably it's not focused on it, but you get the idea. So you print with supports, you just punch the supports out of the holes either end when it's finished printing. So yeah, very happy with that. Next bit was the bit here with the captive nuts that goes like that, and the camera PCB just sits in there. Again, this needs supports, so when it's printed it comes out like that, and you just go in at the side there, and that whole bit pops out, and now the camera. So I put the camera here on the bench, the camera will just slide in like so. The bit I'm printing is the cap that goes over here, and we've got 2 knobs that will go through that, captive nuts in here, and then we can adjust it backwards and forwards. And I've already printed out the calibration sheet. It's just a series, an A4 piece of dots, great big dots for calibration and everything, and I think this should help quite a bit. So whilst that other bit is printing, we'll find some captive nuts and some bolts of the right size, and yeah, we'll be good to go. I did consider some of the other designs where this actually screws to the lid, but I think with some double-sided tape, I think it will be good enough. It's such a perfect finish. I mean, I can barely believe that's a 3D print. That glass bed really does leave the nicest of finishes, as you can see, hopefully. So yeah, we'll do the other bits, get this assembled, and yeah, we'll show you the results. Right, so I've got some M5 by 12 Allen bolts, captive nuts to suit. Now I talked about star washers on those earth points on the laser last week. I think I've popped them on there at the moment just loose, because I think once this is absolutely bang on, we'll probably just nip these up with those star washers on there, and that should stop that from ever moving again, hopefully. The star washers come in a nice little kit from Amazon. Same with the bolts, the Allen key nuts and bolts. So yeah, for this we're using a Creality slicer, a 4.8 at the moment. I don't know whether that's been updated. And then I just chuck it over to Octoprint, which is well, I think it's really good. I use this arc welder plug-in as well, and I mean, in this case it's changed it from 474K down to 399, so not much in this particular case, but in other instances you can save quite a bit of time by using it. So yeah, that's where we are. Quite a way to go yet. Well, it's 70%. It's got to bring up the four tabs to clip it together. No supports on this one, I don't think. But yeah, so this is looking quite good, and when that's finished and the two nuts are oh, actually it's got nuts being printed, isn't it? I've forgotten about that. We've got knurled nuts, so actually, I mean, we could not bother printing those actually if I'm happy with this. Yeah, of course, I'm jumping the gun a bit here. We those knurled knobs that we're going to be, well, were going to be printing, go on the end with a longer bolt and through into the captive nut. So actually this might be a nicer solution, just to nip these bolts up as I've done here. So I'm not expecting to have to adjust this very often once it's calibrated. So yeah, interesting, we'll see. I'd completely forgotten about those. So yeah, and we'll be back in a while and see whether we leave it like this or not. Okay, so that is sorted. I definitely don't want the two knurled knobs for the end. I'm quite happy locking it in place with those Allen screws. You can see on the Lightburn that it is working. It's obviously going to go in the lid, but you get the idea, hopefully, of the quality of this. 8 megapixel, I think it said it was. So yeah, shouldn't have any issues with that, hopefully. It really is high quality. Anyway, so yeah, that is the housing done. If it'll focus, just a little clip over the top, and yeah, we'll get some 3M double-sided, stick that into the lid. I've got some stick-on cable clips that will run around the lid, hopefully. Yeah, so it will stick on up here by the handle, and then we'll just run the USB cable with the clips down there. Yeah.